Welcome to the podcast. We are recording this right here in Columbus, Ohio. It is mid-February, and I think the sky has been the exact same shade of gray for 12 days straight.
Yes, 12 days of scraping ice off the windshield in the dark. It definitely builds a very specific type of Midwest character, but it also makes you question your life choices every single morning.
I am so glad you said that, because that feeling of questioning your life choices is exactly what I want to talk about today. We always hear this debate. Should you follow your dreams or be practical?
That is a very heavy question, especially here in the Midwest where practicality is almost a religion. People admire hard work and stability.
Exactly. The general advice is always to play it safe. Get a good job, pay the mortgage, save for retirement. But I noticed that this safe path leaves a lot of people quietly miserable.
It does, because we do not talk about the silent pain of living a life that someone else designed for you. It looks great on paper, but it feels empty inside.
I want to dig into that. When you work with people, what does that quiet misery actually look like?
It looks like a 3 a.m. panic. It is that moment you wake up in the dark and you are terrified. Not because you are failing, but because you are trapped by your own success.
Trapped by success. That is a powerful phrase. Do you mean the car loans, the credit card debt, the big house in the suburbs?
Yes, people make choices based on fear. They fear losing their health insurance, which is a very real, terrifying thing in the U.S., so they stay in a job they hate.
I understand that completely. The cost of living is rising, grocery prices are high, and walking away from a steady paycheck feels irresponsible.
It feels irresponsible, yes. But here is the counterintuitive truth. Neurologically, staying in a situation that conflicts with your core values actually damages your brain over time.
Wait, really? It causes actual physical damage?
Yes. Chronic, low-level dissatisfaction creates a constant stream of cortisol, the stress hormone. Over years, this actually shrinks your prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and joy.
That is incredible. So by trying to play it safe, we are biologically making ourselves less capable of experiencing happiness.
Exactly. Safety is an illusion. We use the word practicality, but very often it is just fear dressed up in a very respectable outfit.
Fear in a respectable outfit. That makes so much sense. Because fear has spreadsheets. Fear knows exactly how much your electric bill costs this month.
And fear has a schedule. It will give you 12 highly organized, logical reasons why today is not the right day to make a change.
So how do people break out of this? Because if someone is listening to this in their car right now, driving to a job they tolerate just to pay off their student loans, they might feel completely stuck.
First, we have to stop offering toxic advice. Just quit your job and follow your passion is terrible advice for someone with heavy financial responsibilities.
I agree. My landlord does not accept passion as a form of payment.
Right. We need to introduce the concept of restraint. Restraint is not weakness. Restraint is keeping your current job while quietly and steadily building the life you actually want.
That is an interesting word choice. We usually think of restraint as holding ourselves back from what we want.
True restraint is strategic. It means controlling your frustration. Instead of dramatically resigning on a Tuesday, you spend the next 12 months saving money and learning new skills.
That makes sense. It transforms you from a victim of your circumstances into someone with a secret plan.
Exactly. When you have a plan, the daily annoyances at your practical job stop bothering you as much. You are no longer trapped. You are just in a waiting room.
I love that perspective. It reminds me of a study I read recently about regret. Psychologists found that over a long period, people rarely regret the things they tried and failed at.
Let me guess. They regret the things they never did?
Yes, it is called the Zeigarnik effect. Our brains hold on to incomplete tasks or unfulfilled dreams much longer than finished ones. The unlived life literally haunts our memory.
That is deeply unsettling, but absolutely true. The aspiration you bury does not just disappear. It stays inside you and quietly turns into resentment.
And that resentment leaks out, doesn't it? We get angry at our spouses, we lose patience with our children, or we just feel constantly tired.
Yes, fatigue is often the body's way of dealing with unexpressed grief. You are grieving the life you gave up in exchange for stability.
This is heavy, but it is so necessary to hear. So, what is the alternative? How do we stop giving up on ourselves?
We start with loyalty, not to an employer, but loyalty to your own internal compass. You do not have to blow up your life today. You just have to stop ignoring yourself.
I like that. A quiet loyalty. It means carving out just 1 hour a week for something that matters to you, even if it does not pay the bills immediately.
Exactly. It is about conviction. Conviction does not mean you have zero fear. You will still feel apprehension about your mortgage and your future. But conviction means moving forward anyway.
And eventually, taking the plunge. When the time is right and the preparation is done, you make the leap.
Yes. And when you finally take that plunge, it will not feel reckless. It will feel like the most natural, unavoidable next step.
That is incredibly powerful. Thank you for sharing this, Jordan. It gives us a completely different way to look at our daily choices.
Thank you for having me. And for anyone listening on their morning commute in the cold, just remember, your life belongs to you.